For me, the most intoxicating part of a group of people singing together isn't the sound, but it's the breath that they make together. So I know when I'm conducting, I stand in front of a group and that first breath that 150 people take together, and then it's magical. It's somehow this sense of shared intention, that everyone in the room has the same idea and the same passion at the same moment. It's for me, it's the whole thing. Well, I was always fascinated by how many people I could get singing at one time, and so I wrote some pieces that in a room had 200, 300 pieces, singers, 400 singers. I loved when I'd be at a football game and 50,000 people in the stands would be singing the same song at the same time. Just the sound of that. 5 years ago, I saw a video on YouTube of this young woman who had posted a fan video to me.
Hi, Mr. Eric Whitaker. My name is Britland Lucy, and this is a video that I'd like to make for you.
Just saying, hello, Mr. Whitaker. And she had sung the soprano line, the top line, to a choir piece that I'd written called Sleep. And she sent it out like a little electronic message in a bottle, somehow hoping it would find me, and it did. And watching her sing it, I was moved by the purity of her voice and by the purity of her message. But I also thought if I could somehow get people to just sing their part, soprano, alto, tenor, or bass, wherever they are in the world, and then just have them upload their videos to YouTube. As long as they were singing at the same speed and in the same key, we could just start all their videos at the same time and would create this choir. And possibly you could have people from all over the place making this online choir, this virtual choir. The first trick is how do you get them to sing at the same speed? So I came up with this idea that I would offer the sheet music for free download. People came to my website, they downloaded and they could read it. And then I made a conductor track. I videotaped myself conducting like this, but in complete silence. There's no sound because I'm just imagining this choir. And then people would sit alone in front of their computer, watch my track conducting, and try to follow as closely as they could and sing just their part, all by themselves. Then they uploaded that to YouTube. When the final edit of the first piece came in, we were thunderstruck.
'Cause she remembers having wings, but she's forgotten what it's like to feel a paradise of bliss.
There's two things that I find beautiful. One is that you can see there's this very intimate picture into someone's life. You know, you can sometimes see their kitchen behind them, or the garage, or their dorm room, and it's just them. And then the second thing is there's this moment that happens in every one of the videos. I don't know how many thousands of them I've watched, where they get settled in, they're ready to sing, you can see them, and they've got their mask on. They're either happy or they're a little nervous, they're concentrating.
Is being any other place than this?
And then the moment they begin to sing, you see everything disappears. They just become essentially them. We're limited with the technology we're using right now, but really what we do is usually we'll listen to every singer. The last virtual choir had 8,400 singers, so you can imagine how many people it takes just to listen to all the singers. And then we'll select what we call the honor choir, which are the very best 200 or 300 voices. And they become kind of the core of the sound. And those voices then we take and we try to spread them as far, across the ears as we can, so that you get all the way left, all the way right, and a beautiful spread this way. And then slowly we fill in all of the other singers until we've got this gorgeous blend. I'm fascinated by the use of technology in the arts. I just wrote a piece called Deep Field, which uses a live orchestra on stage, and they perform for 20 minutes this huge, slow, grand climax, comes back down, and then I turn to the audience, give a downbeat, and everyone in the audience has pre-downloaded an app onto their smartphones. They all push it at the same time. And from each person's phone comes this shimmering ambient electronica. And it fills the hall suddenly with all of these speakers. Their phones are transformed into speakers. And then there's a choir, a live choir out there with them as well, singing over the top of this. And it creates just this beautiful liquid space. Technology is more than a tool. It's really an extension of who we are and what we're trying to do. I don't think it's any small thing that the focus of technology right now, where all of the thrust of the attention and the money and power is in mobile technology and connecting people to each other. I'm constantly looking for ways of taking the technology and then organically using it to create these connections. But ultimately, to create these connections that go back to this elemental human experience. Just finding someone across a room, connecting with them, and being alive.